Alright, thanks for joining. Let's get back into it. Yeah, look at that, bud. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of felt like streaming a little bit because since I got that Trails of Cold Steel, I kind of want to play it, and I need to get through this first. That may sound messed up because this Vampyr game, I like it. It's a good game, but I really want to play Cold Steel. So what you been up to, bud? I forget if this shows up on the map. No. That's right, I forgot to tell him about it. Oh wait, no, I did tell him about it. Retrieve the stolen money. So, anything fun been going on in your day? Alright, Western. Actually, I think that... Yeah. Not too bad. Making it through, you know. I'm starting to feel this way with Final Fantasy VIII. Just want to get it done so I can start 10. Gonna have to get creative because that summon I missed apparently makes the end boss a lot easier. Well, I mean, okay, I'm gonna tell you this because everything I've been talking to you about this game so far is different than the way I play it. I don't use the GFs as summons in that game. I only use them for their menu skills and stuff like that. I don't use them in fights. So I didn't use... Oh, sorry to hear about that, bud. But, yeah, Joe, I mean, as far as it goes, I didn't use GF summons at all while I play that game. So, and I beat the boss pretty fine. So I don't know what guide you're watching, you're using or whatever, saying that you should use Diablos, that you're screwed now that you missed them, but I couldn't tell you. So I apologize for that. But, you know, like we were talking, since I played the game through as a low level. And limited, yeah, physical attacks, limit breaks, yeah, that's all I used. Because like I said, since I play the game and keep it low level, the GFs, no, they don't level up, so they can't really do real damage. You know what I mean? So I have no reason to put them in battle, because they're too weak to do anything. So, yeah. Yeah, sorry, Dom, the messages are going through. Oh, thanks, Wookie. Yeah, I read your plans. You're done with Black Mirror now. You're going to Resident Evil 4. Which cover do you like with the cold steel then? Oh, I don't know. I think the second one looks kind of badass, but like you were saying, well, not like you were saying, but I like the first one. I like the first one because it, you know, shows all the different characters and stuff like that. Yep, I have not touched that game in maybe 6 or 8 years, so it's gonna be fun. Oh, let the sewer beast fuck those guys up. Get up! Get up! Where am I going anyways? Yeah, of course. You're right in my fucking way. Hey man, if they kill it, if they don't kill it, I don't care. Oh, they did kill it. Okay.
This one's mine. Some of that. You leech, filthy piece of shit.
You're a piece of shit. Don't call me a piece of shit. Oh, whoa. More guys, huh?
Killing's all you deserve. Not like that, do ya?
Fuck you. Oh, his house is a safe room. That's interesting.
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust. It's locked, all right.
Please, I feel sick. Get over here now. Never seen.
These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters.
Hey, Doc.
What can you tell me about your marriage, Clay?
Marriage is the sweetest cage, they say. Well, I found myself locked in one with a wild animal.
You mean your wife keeps you on your toes?
No, I mean, we both have claws and we both love to bite.
Am I right to assume your wife's letter pissed you off?
I was so mad, I threw away the knife she got me when we got married.
Your wife gave you a knife as a wedding present.
That knife has always been my lucky charm. If I'd had it in my hand when I got stabbed on that pier, I'd not have been wounded.
A lucky charm? I never would have taken you as the superstitious type.
We all have our flaws, Doc. Mine's to have my weapon of choice for when the really dirty business comes around.
Do you want it back?
I don't need it here, but if you'd be kind enough to bring it to me, I'd be really grateful.
A grateful Clay Cox? I might just find your knife and bring it back to you to see that happen.
I can give you directions, but I'll be surprised if you manage to find it. My hideout isn't meant to be found easily.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
When I get back, I'll have a word with Tom. Really pissed me off this time.
I am not responsible for everything bad that has happened.
Step is in the roll back to the hell. Oh my God!
Next computer I get will certainly be a desktop, not a laptop.
This must be Clay Cox's knife. A fine blade. No wonder he wants it back.
What's wrong? Your Joanne isn't doing it for you anymore? Teach you a lesson in the worst kind of way. Oh dear, tomorrow, just one yesterday.
Hey, Doc.
I have found from your wife.
In that case, you'll be properly rewarded, Doc. Clay Cox is a man of his word.
I hope that won't make me an accomplice.
Sorted, I got a brand
Who
new
knows what I
internet
might do
cable,
now I feel
faulty
invincible
cable. Who
again.
needs fucking tech, guys?
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Jesus, I've never ceased. How many people died at the same time?
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
I have retrieved your letter, Mr. Goswick. I can assure you that nobody read it but me.
Thank you. This is for you, then. And for your help. And for your silence.
I think you should talk to your mother. It would be good for both of you.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. I'll think about it. Now, please, let me be.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Thanks, Dom. Don't let me on PlayStation, kept saying to her. That's weird. That's not the right way anyway. Cross the bridge? Cross the bridge.
That's what you do, this is not— Burn it, boys! Die, face! Pay for this!
I'll try again, and the hamster just needs another injectionist. I don't know, the steroids might make him run slower. Maybe you should give him some speed. Smack.
It ain't human! Murdering bastard!
Yep.
He's done for! He's dead!
Gotcha, whiz and coke make a nice long. Joe. Well, actually, this is anyone to listen to. So I went out and after I was done at the doctor's, I went and bought Cold Steel 3. I showed Joe the different covers and stuff like that. But what happened when I got home depressed me. My wife saw that I bought that game, and she's like, "I'm not gonna hold back. I'm trying to hold it back and everything, but you wanted that game so bad, I was gonna buy it for you for Christmas." And she started crying. Oh man, it bummed me the fuck out. I felt so bad. She's like, "Now I have no idea what to get you for Christmas."
Easy,
Yeah, I know. That's what I told her. I was like, "Hun, I got a list of like 20 games over there that I plan on trying to buy. You can pick from one of those." And she's like, "Yeah, but those games they're just games that you want to get. I mean, this one, you've been talking about this one forever and everything, and you're looking so forward to it, and you were telling me how giddy you were getting about it the other night." She's like, it's not going to be the same effect. The other games just aren't going to have the same effect." They're really going all out with these thrower guys now, huh? Give me some of that. For me this year, I only really want Shenmue 3. Can't think of any new games I would be picking up. Will mostly be older games. I mean, there's a couple games I'm looking forward to, but I usually don't buy games when they come out. I usually wait a couple months. So
Giselle's stolen money. Priwen has some unethical ways of financing their war. Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call me that.
Are you feeling worried about the sanitary situation in London?
This city is falling apart. The disease kills so many people. No one cares about anything or anyone anymore but themselves.
Show me what you have to offer then, Mr. Nightingale.
Well, I did want Streets of Rage 4, but they changed it to next year. Rumors were this year. The twats. Well, hopefully it's to fix some gameplay issues and stuff like that. Hopefully there was no... What the fuck? Is he supposed to be fighting someone? Or is he practicing? How about you, you fiend? Oh, and I wanted to buy Doom Eternal, but they delayed that too.
I hope they'll all return to the shadows once the epidemic has passed.
Sometimes I hate coming around some of these places because sometimes I just fucking forget how to get there. I would sell my girlfriend for it. Now that's not nice, bud. Nope, this is not the way I was looking to go. I was right there. I always forget. This shit's all right next to each other. Alright, where are you, Giselle?
You again? What do you want?
I've identified the men who stole from you. You were right. They were members of some self-proclaimed militia.
I know.
I don't know, Dom, the
you
way
find
you
the
talk
money
about
too?
yourself, I don't know if you get a lot of money from that.
Yes, here it is. They thought they could finance their
Yeah, I know it was a
I
joke.
never thought a
God.
man like you would be kind enough to...
I know he wasn't being
misjudged you.
serious,
badly.
but that still doesn't mean it's
Well,
okay to say.
so,
Will you give the money back to your comrades then?
fuck those bastards who fired me.
Fuck those bastards.
I'll give the money to Miss Gillingham. Her son Jack was a friend of mine.
Sell me
He was
left
killed
toe.
recently.
I have no boundaries with jokes, only on YouTube for obvious reasons.
Giselle, I know you sleep at Shaunhampton's shelter. What can you tell me about him?
He provided a roof for me and my sister. I am grateful, of course, but he gives me the creeps.
Why is that?
He's always sad, like he's about to cry. He's always asking us to get closer to God, to give ourselves to the Lord. Creepy.
What can you
Tell you what.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I hate when questions are still lit up.
I know you were friends with
Like,
Miss Gillingham's
you need
son,
to
Jack.
still do
Tell
something
me
with
about
it.
his death.
Jack's murder has been a shock to the neighborhood. A sign that the situation is now out of control.
Why is that?
There has always been tension between the Wet Boot Boys and members of the trade union. But a murder? That's a first.
Who killed him?
No one will ever know. One thing is certain. While Jack was alive, I had one less reason to drink.
Why does that upset you so much?
I wish I had found the time and words to tell him how important he was to me before it was too late. Another failure for Giselle Paxton.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
No. Succeeded. Alright, so it's just the Braille thing. Okay, I can move on. What district's that guy in? I wasn't paying attention. So he should be somewhere around here. I promise not to flood the stream with FF questions, but I'm assuming on 9 there is no harm in fighting as much as... Yeah, 8's the only one that you need to... that put that system in place. So, as far as I know, as of right now, there's no other Final Fantasy that's like that. So 8's the only one you need to really... It's more beneficial to stay low level, but every other one you can grind your heart's content. But I will say this, sometimes it's better to grind the items for the moves they have on them so you can keep their skills than it is just to simply level up. How the hell did you beat me in here? I wonder where this Rodney guy is. I might download 9 now. That's... Yeah, go ahead, bud. Oh, there you are.
Good evening, sir. I'm glad to see you safe.
I am not safe. I should never have come back here. My life is in danger. I know it.
You're much safer here than in that contaminated area.
Bullets kill people quicker than diseases and epidemics, Dr. Reed.
Do you have recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter?
I heard he kept on helping people. But I tried to stay away from his shelter. I don't feel safe there.
What can you tell me about this district?
The East End Docks only knows one rule. Dog eat dog, and blood calls for blood. The gang will have their revenge on me one way or another.
Isn't that 2 rules?
What can you tell me about the locals?
Most people would say that Sean Hampton and Tom Watts are good men who try to sort things out. But for me, the real boss around there was my best friend, Jack Gillingham.
Jack Gillingham, you say?
Everyone round there knew Jack. He was a rock. A mountain even. He feared nothing.
Your friend Jack has something to do with you fleeing to the contaminated area where I found you. I want to know more.
Jack is dead. That's all you need to know. Dead because of me. So much violence. So much sorrow. All of that because I refused to be insulted again.
No man can predict the exact outcome of his actions. It's the curse we have to live with. We can only gamble and do what we think is best.
Perhaps you're right. The district was doomed before I was born. But I cannot stop myself thinking that Jack died for me.
Why do you say that?
After I killed that gang member, the wet boot boy suspected Jack. And being loyal and all, he did not refute the accusation.
The death of your friend has affected you deeply, hasn't it?
Jack Gillingham was the real deal. He believed we could change the world if we were united and focused enough. And he brought out the best in each of us.
You're right. He died to save you. That alone gives me an idea of the kind of man he was.
He was the bravest. And no one dares to say openly that he got killed by those bastards.
Your friend's plan was audacious, if not reckless. No one stands up by themselves to a gang like the Wet Boot Boys.
How dare you say that? You never met him.
You are not going to spend the rest of your life hiding, Rodney. What are you planning to do?
Honestly, I have no idea. How am I supposed to live while so many have suffered because of me?
Only you can answer that question. But one thing is certain. Since you owe Jack your life, I think it's fair to live it in a way that would make him proud.
That's the kind of thing Jack could have said, Dr. Reed. Thank you for that. I believe you're a good guy too.
Goodbye, Mr. Grader. Take care.
I don't really use that much stamina. Damn. Yeah. Why?
Would I be allowed to have my phone back, please?
Have you been good today? Have you been good today? Did you check the clothes while you were downstairs?
Yeah. Does this look good?
I just said yeah. You not listening when I talk?
This is the second time I'm doing it.
Yeah, I know. I remember you doing it the first time. You put too many teeth on.
The first time?
Yeah. The first time. But you're good now.
Well, the first time I put it past here because it was like, because there's not just teeth here, there's teeth back here too. But so I just put it on the list. There's teeth here.
Okay. Oh, you son of a bitch. Well, I mean, I hope so too, because, you know, James Cameron came out and said that this was actually the real true sequel to Terminator 2, so as long as it stays by that, I'm good. Because he said all the other ones that came out after T2 were like alternate storylines or something that could have taken place with what was going on.
Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call me that, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye. Good evening, Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course, of course.
Best approach he could have taken, calling it the true sequel, proving it's good, of course. Yeah, that's... Well, a lot of people were worried because, like, the whole movie's supposed to be about, like, the chicks. So people were thinking it was one of those type of movies.
We haven't talked in quite some time.
So people weren't sure beforehand. But... I mean, that's what he said, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Are you worried about the sanitation crisis in London?
Because after that Genesis one, I mean, I know people didn't like... I don't know, I mean, like, I was 50-50 on most of the ones that came out, but that Genesis one came out, and that just, like, fucked up all the storyline. I'm just sitting there the whole time. Like, Jesus Christ, where can they go after this movie? Yeah, so I mean, when it came down to it, I thought they all had potential to be good Terminator movies, but there was always something about them that was just like off and just fucked the movie up. You couldn't sit through Genesis? Was it because of the movie, or because of the actors and stuff? Because that what is it? Jay Courtney or whatever the fuck his name is. He annoys the hell out of me sometimes. I don't really like him that much. I mean, honestly, when it came to that movie, he was one of the reasons it was hard for me to watch that movie. But I wanted to watch it to see why people thought it was so... I don't know. I'm one of those kind of people, like, I have to actually see why you think it's so bad type of things. So I had to watch it. I can't just take people's word for it. It was just a mess, and yeah, the actors were badly cast. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends who you talk to, because yeah, I can't remember the chick that played Sarah from the. But there are notorious bad sequels out there that I actually like. Yeah, but the chick that played Sarah Connor from what she was from Game of Thrones or something. I haven't watched that show because I don't have HBO. But I mean, people were. I don't know about people, but like Linda Hamilton and Cameron, they thought she did a pretty good job playing her character. So that was a little surprising I guess, for some people. But I don't know. I mean, like, it entertained me. It was a cool movie. I like the fact that, like, well, you said you couldn't. You didn't end up. I guess you didn't end up watching the movie, but it was funny watching the fact that the Terminator was getting so old at the one part that he was his parts were rusting and he had to like put himself back together at some parts because his body couldn't handle the stress or whatever. It was funny, like him popping his knees back in place and stuff. Oh wait, am I fighting vampires here? Well, in that case. Uh-oh, I thought I needed to reload it. Oh. Does he have a what the hell has he got? What are some notorious films you're talking about, Joe? I'd like to hear what sequels you're interested in and like. Alright, hold on a second, guys. I'll be back. Yeah, like, I don't know why people were so upset with Alien 3. I thought it was good because it kind of mixed 1 and 2 with some of the action and back to the, you know, thrilling horror of just one alien, you know, fucking people up in a prison. I don't know, I liked it. And just kinda... the things that always will and always have piss me off. About fucking aliens has been that whaling Utani group. But that was the whole point of them being in there anyways. Because if it wasn't for those fuckers, none of those movies actually would have had aliens or tension the way it did. What is up with... what's going on here? Why am I... it's like, am I supposed to be talking to my boss? Oh, there's my boss.
You must prepare, child, for the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
First one's still the favorite.
Stay away.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it did so many things right. It's so sad that the series ended up going the way it did.
I am not your champion.
But of course you are, son. As surely as you are the blood of my blood.
I had to kill Mary.
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to.
The only thing is, I kind of wish just because movies are going bad, I kind of wish they would actually try making a good sequel instead of just saying, you know what, fuck it, let's just reboot the whole series and act like these movies never existed. Like, I don't know, that shit annoys me.
I'm tired of all these...
like, there's no doubt in my mind that after Alien Resurrection, they couldn't turn the series back around and made it good again. Instead of doing, you know, this alternate bullshit that they decided to do with Prometheus and stuff. I mean, I'm not saying they're bad movies or anything. I'm just saying that they definitely could have just, I think, kept the series going and everything, because... what the fuck? Fuck you, dude. Here, you get stunned there so you can get some fucking flamethrower on your ass, then, piece of shit. Wanted to fucking drain blood from me, you bastard. Get his ass. I think this is one of the only times the computers actually help me fight something. No, none of that.
Gotcha.
Fucking piece of shit. So now I'm getting attacked by vampires too? This is annoying, dude. I'm gonna sit there and drain my fucking blood. Any sequels, I think, were underrated. Shit, I gotta think, because then I gotta remember what was considered underrated. Well, I'm gonna start with the obvious one, Final Fantasy VIII. Okay, so what movie sequels were underrated? I don't know. I mean, like, I know I have some, but I don't know, because like you can think of them, but as far as it goes for me, just I can't think about it because if I like the movies, I forgot about the fact if they were actually underrated or not. So. Underrated.
So this is where she lives. What a splendid house.
Sequels are underrated. Now I gotta run through all these movies in my mind. Hold on a second.
Dr. Reed, welcome. How are you?
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Yeah, that's where Dracula's castle pops up.
A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him, but I kept it in the end.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
Why do you continue to mock me?
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes.
I'll have to sit and think on that
For
one.
now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been since we last met, my friend?
My sister Mary. She was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how
the sequel that's underrated, honey.
Oh, you're in the stream? Why aren't you saying anything?
I was gonna say something real dumb like High School Musical 2 or something like that.
And I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
Because it's repeating back into the microphone. Because it's playing off. Because I'm talking. Yeah. Because the stutter time. Because I'm talking into here as it's coming out of your system, and then it's repeating back what your phone is saying. I mean, in essence, it could be an eternal loop. Love you.
You told me I never watch your streams, so here we are. Give me time for dinner.
It hasn't been 2 hours yet. Nightmare on Elm Street was underrated too, I thought. Sorry, the second one. I haven't watched all of them. horror is not really my thing.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult times.
Thank you, my friend. If only we could have guided your poor sister through a terrible nightmare.
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong echo proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
I felt this power radiating like an aura every time he appeared.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Prewen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
Yeah, why can't they drink tea?
Please, call me Elizabeth.
So, my lady, why...
This is an awkward position for a conversation.
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
Who are they? Really?
They are the embodiment.
Like, we shouldn't be talking, we should be kissing. That's like how their
Some say they influence
positioning
the
looks
destiny
to
of
me.
the Empire. Some believe they merely protect it.
How many are they?
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals. All of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets, influencing trade.
Will they fight the Guard of Prewen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
Well, then they need an actual powerful weapon.
Why use you to contact me?
Because they know we are close. The Ascalon Club has many spies. Their main occupation is gathering information and then deciding how to use it.
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first, but it is only logical, considering the critical situation in London.
Why not ask for your help? Since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself.
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon, for I am a woman. That suits me well.
You get sauce on my
as
controller.
long as they leave me alone.
What controller?
The one's plugged in. No, the one in my hand.
That's what I was wondering what the hell you were talking about. No, that's not on the board.
Should I trust them?
Of course
Okay.
not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very
Alright.
useful, but I believe their long-term...
Why are you shoving sauce at me?
Because
What made you
nothing
decide to
truly
watch my stream?
important
So did you hear what I said about you?
without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current
Beginning or
situation.
just now?
No.
I heard you say something about they look like you should be kissing.
Yeah, look at that. That's a weird way to have a
They're not
conversation.
even like looking at each other. He's got a big nose.
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose your behavior. The most important rule is to show them due respect.
Alright, don't forget to close the door since you blast music. Love you. Okay, love you.
They have done nothing but impede my investigation since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
How powerful is his reach?
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England. Not all its members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave? Who is he?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
Alright, Joe. I'll be here. Dezidoodles.
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite. But we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Prewen has called for a second great hunt of our kind.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. It is a weird angle. Uh-oh. Is Wookie playing Resident Evil 4 right now?
Will the Guard of Prewen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Prewen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Ekons I know would flee the country to escape the bloodbath.
I think I saw them kill an Ekon on the way to your house. They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt, they must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts. They are a resourceful lot.
Should we fight back? I will not be hunted down like an animal again.
I admire your courage, Jonathan. But the best way to fight them is to put an end to the epidemic. This is the only way to clear the air.
Think so. Left him alike. I will be like a ninja soon. Gonna take a step back from YouTube for a while. Reconnect with life per se.
What is a great hunt?
The first great hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Priwen located and destroyed most of the old British vampires.
Why start a second one?
Priwen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind. My guess is they suspect one or more of us as the cause of the epidemic.
How did you survive the first hunt?
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter. And I secretly came back when I was sure they had lost my trail.
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his
Too much talking.
he would not have seen
That's what this game's all about.
You demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
What is the plan?
The plan is we both try to save this city, you and I. Go to Ascalon, accept their proposition, and use their influence to promote your agenda.
How can I
Anyways, there, I'm off to sleep, bro. Have a great stream, dude. Yeah, no problem, man. Catch some Z's.
Origin and put an end to it. This is the best way to solve the crisis.
What will you do?
I still have contacts and old friends in this town. I shall make some inquiries and attempt to learn more of the situation. We need clarity.
Okay, thanks.
Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those fled England long ago.
Please forgive my bluntness, but I have to ask. Was it you? Did you make me?
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who made you an immortal. But I swear...
When Joe comes back, wax on, wax off.
You have no idea at all. You seem to know so many things about the secrets of the vampire underworld.
Even if I had my suspicions, I would not dare give you a name so soon. All I can say is this. I will make inquiries and keep you informed.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
Will you not visit Pembroke again?
No. I must remain discreet and avoid attracting attention to Pembroke Hospital for the time being.
But how will you sustain yourself?
I shall not, Jonathan. Fear not. I'm used to it.
When will we meet again?
As soon as you meet Lord Redgrave, I suppose. Fear not, my dear. I shall only be a heart's beat away.
I want to thank you for all your support and your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon. We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
I will watch for 10. Alright. So where is this dubious bastard?
So, time to visit the Ascalon Club.
I guess I can't go. Wait, can I go this way? No, of course not. I probably have to go through Whitechapel.
Watch out! Shit! Christ!
No.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners. The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Filthy fucking beast!
Conversation went on for like half an hour.
What conversation? Oh, yeah.
What's this game all about? No, this is supposed to be about vampires.
Yeah, vampires talking.
Might as well just watch Twilight. What is wrong with your face?
Something about her eyebrows.
You darkened them again, you didn't wipe it off.
No, I wiped it
She
off.
extended them.
Now he's streaming and everything gets picked up. I'm not okay.
You bastard. Looks like the enemies are gonna start being pains in the ass around here now. That's always good news.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected. Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte. What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? what your mother is.
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to totally trust a vampire. Your mother herself told me that we Ekon are creatures of deception. Maybe it's because we seem so alive.
That may be true for a naive girl, but I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent immortal.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night, since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually,
Okay, well tell Mom you want something
I
else.
ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night.
Okay, well then go sit down and watch
If you
TV.
must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women.
Love you.
Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Welcome back, Joe.
It has been such a long time since I last went to the theater.
Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
I'm afraid the newspapers are seriously underestimating the situation. Things are critical, believe me.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is...
Are you...
Oh, well...
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
London's lone gourmet. What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
I may have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell. Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. The epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. And so many things have happened.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
If Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep. Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny. I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
Forgive me. With the epidemic, I tend to forget people are supposed to sleep at night.
I'll tell you what. Come back tomorrow for tea. I'll be glad to see you then.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor.
Of course you did.
Riley's in there asking me
Miss,
what meatballs are made
you don't
of.
seem well at all. Are you afraid of
meat?
Has one bitten?
So I said if it's pork
It's
or sausage,
who bites them.
or pig.
Tasty, juicy, disgusting rice. I can't stop eating them.
So what kind of meat is it? Italian.
Help me to disobey the voice.
She's like, what? I was like, what? She was like, so it came from Italians? I was like, yeah, people from all over.
The answer hides in their little crunchy
You're messed up.
Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head.
Until you put the kids to sleep.
Forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Do you feel compelled to
We
obey
can hear you on the live stream.
even if you're low
Yeah.
to submit?
And now you're on the attack. Now you're on the live stream. Goodbye.
Yes.
Oh, hey, what's up, Walk? I thought you were playing Resident Evil.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe describe him? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you.
Can you give me
Please,
some water? Please.
What is the local news here about, Miss Miller?
Shadows. Shadows.
There's paper on that. You can't really tell there's barely anything left on it.
Suffering. Death.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
I'm hungry.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reed?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I was so hungry.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
She's up. What? What do you want?
Kind of doctor is he?
He's a blood fusion surgeon specialist.
It doesn't make sense if he's a vampire.
Why wouldn't... Wait, what?
He's a vampire though.
Yeah, it's not like he trained to be a doctor after he became a vampire. He's only been a vampire for a couple weeks now. Yes, in the beginning of the game he got turned into one. don't understand. How do I get up? Maybe I gotta get inside that house first. I'm just getting further away from where it is now. Yeah, I know, I heard.
I know, well, I'm just saying. I turned on the light thinking I was going to be waiting for her, and she was just standing out there. I was like, oh my god. They sent all of your... Go away! They sent all of your bag in, like, the same big bag.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't fit it on the shelf.
Uh-huh.
So, I took the one that was left from the old delivery.
I don't know, it depends on how long it takes me to beat this, bud. I mean, I'm hoping so.
I took the last one from the other delivery and just put it on the shelf by itself so you can use that tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then I separated the big bag into 2 bags. I don't like just setting it on the shelf if I don't need to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna, if I set it here, in with the saline and stuff, you'll see it, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Yeah, he'll come in here freaking out again. Where's my line? There's no line. Do you miss any line? Bye.
No.
Sorry, asked me while we were listening to your live show if we were right there in the house with me. Because Daddy made me feel bad.
Wait, what?
You feel bad. You should have been one of the first ones subscribed because you're my wife. You should be one of the first ones listening because you're my wife.
Whatever.
I love you.
And love you too.
You okay?
Yeah.
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan, I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were... Oh, sir, your poor sister. What a tragedy.
I know, Avery. I know about my sister's murder.
Miss Reed expected you to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been, Mr. Jonathan? We needed you here.
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reed is very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police? What happened?
Miss Reed was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's resting now.
Has she received appropriate medical care?
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic that they can only accept patients infected by influenza.
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip.
I mean, if
like France. She has always
if I play this, I should be able to beat it within another 1 or 2 streams.
Miss Reed is too frail
So
for the moment. Recently, she started
I'm hoping.
going out
I mean, like, I really want to start Cold Steel by the weekend.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Why, Joe, you want to see it?
Anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews. I'll stay, sir.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir. but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I, no one else attended your sister's funeral.
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery. But I am sorry, I simply could not attend.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great deal during these difficult days.
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that empty. But you're here now, sir. So my task is not over.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
Do you really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say. Speak your mind, Avery.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
I really don't know. I have always enjoyed seeing new horizons. Once the epidemic is over, it would be nice to leave London for a while.
I understand, Mr. Jonathan, but you have to realize that your mother needs you. Your next departure could break her heart.
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. But please return as soon as possible.
Well, Dom. I think Dom left. I was gonna say, well, Dom, you wanted me to take out everyone. So that means I'm gonna have to take out my mother and my butler.
How is your sweet boy?
Mother, good evening.
Jonathan! Is it you? Where have you been, my prodigal son?
I'm right here, Mother. I'm finally home.
Yes, but this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now found. But where is your sister? Where is Mary?
Mary? She is gone, Mother.
I know she's gone. The question is, when will she return as you have? I miss my grandson so much. It's been days since their last visit.
Oh, I think we got another Looney Tune.
Mother, do you know what's been going on in this area?
Not really. I don't go out much due to the epidemic, and when I do, I tend to get lost.
What do you mean you get lost? I hope you don't go outside alone.
Of course not. When I go out, your father always comes with me, but he leaves me there sometimes, and I have trouble finding the way back.
Nope, that's not what happens.
Have you returned to Whitechapel Cemetery since Mary's funeral?
I never want to go back to that awful place. Wait. I think I went back once. And you were there too. And Mary? No, that can't be true.
It was just a bad dream, Mother.
A nightmare, yes. Mary was so angry. I walked back home alone. If that kind policeman had not called Avery from the station, I don't know what would have happened.
Mother, how are you? All alone in this big house with only Avery to take care of you.
I'm sad most of the time. Sad that you have left me here alone. Sad that you don't tell me when you come or go.
I'm so sorry, Mother. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I was coming home. I was home. London, the Thames, and then it happened.
What happened, Johnny?
I lost my way. Somewhere between the boat and the house, my life changed completely.
You should have told me, Johnny. I would have understood. You always were a secretive little boy.
Do you need anything, Mother? Can I help you?
I just want you to stay with me, Jonathan. Your room is ready. I asked Avery to make your bed.
I'll stay as long as I can, I promise. Do you need anything else?
Just one thing. Stop staring at me like that. As much as I love you, it breaks my heart to look at those empty and dead eyes.
Are you working on a new painting?
Not recently. I have trouble focusing on my subject and my mind quickly drifts. It's the same thing when I try to write poetry.
I recently met a talented painter with an excellent technique. I wish you two could meet. I'm sure you'd like her.
I'd be glad to meet her. What is her name? Is she famous? Is she dead too?
She's not famous, and her name is of no importance. And yes, she is also dead.
The important thing is, I hope you two get along. If she ever fancies meeting your mother, I'd be glad to welcome her into my home.
Do you think Avery is right? Do you think I should take better care of you?
I don't blame you, but you abandoned me, son. A mother should not survive her children. It's unbearable to know you're not here anymore.
I know I have failed you since I returned. I even watched you bury Mary from a distance. From now on, I will protect you. You have my word.
You don't have to apologize to me, Johnny. Do you think I did not notice how much you have changed?
Have I changed that much, Mother? Am I still your son?
You are still, and you'll always be. Despite your pale skin, your bloody eyes, and that echoing sadness in your voice.
Why do you say Mary is visiting you, Mother? You know that's impossible.
Why should it be? Are you not standing in front of me right now? Why should it be any different with your sister?
But Mary really is dead, Mother.
Yes. And are you not dead too? Isn't your father dead? And my grandson? And my son-in-law? You're all gone. But you all still visit me from time to time.
But I'm not dead, Mother. I'm really here, talking to you, trying not to cry.
Oh, it breaks my heart to have to tell you this. But of course you're dead, my darling boy. Just look at you, as pale as my Mary.
Do you really see Mary and Father? Do you also see me as one of the dead?
Yes. For many years, it was just a game. Since your father left us without a word, I took to the habit of speaking to him.
Yes, I remember. I sometimes spied on you and listened to you talking with Father in the garden. It made me so angry then. But it was just a game, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. But since then, my poor dead Mary visited me in my room. She led me to her grave, and there you were. I now know the dead can haunt us.
I'm so sorry. You did not deserve to endure this. Mary should never have done this to you.
That's true, my son. But you know what the worst part is? I liked it when Mary spoke in my head. Now she is silent, and it makes me so sad.
Should I leave you alone? Just ask, and I swear you'll never hear from me again.
Oh, no, Johnny. You're always welcome in this house. And one day, when I finally die, we'll all be together again. Just as Mary promised us.
Goodbye, Mother. Try to rest now.
Goodbye, son. Please come back soon.
I'll be back to suck your blood. I don't really know if my house is considered a hideout in those kind of terms. And use that shit. A small key. The key to Aubrey. Somebody help me?
I remember Sunday walks in the park.
these guys coming from? You bastard. Come on. Jag off.
Fresh water. As long as it's not holy water, I need to find some use for it.
Why was that chick banging on the door in here? There's nothing even in here.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need help, sir?
I think I'm fine. But what happened to my jailer? Be careful. He's as vicious as he is strong.
You don't have to worry about him anymore. What happened here?
I am Tadao Kimura. I was imprisoned by this lunatic for several days. I thought I was going to die here.
You're not going to die now, Mr. Kimura. If you hurry, you should be able to get home safely.
It seems that I owe you my life. You have all my gratitude, Dr. Reed, since it is the most precious thing I possess.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura. Take care.
you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
I guess you're just gonna stare at the light all night. Oh. That's a shame.
I cannot enter.
Welcome to the Ascalon.
Oh. I can't talk to him. Okay. A good dagger.
Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor. Good evening, Doctor.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him. Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
She has proved to be helpful on many occasions.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why do you suddenly need me?
The Ascalon Club only recruits the best, and you definitely fit the bill. Your scientific and medical reputation alone would qualify you as a candidate.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed. But first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
What is the Ascalon Club's express?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours. Sent to cleanse the East End of all skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Bearer.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish, and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him?
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Priwen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
Skulls are malevolent and disgusting creatures.
I knew I was right to induct you, Dr. Reed. You would not dare lie to me on such a vital topic now, would you?
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club, and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Have you heard the rumors of some horned vampire revealing himself and singing obscure songs around the city? What is this new malevolence?
Skulls have been spotted everywhere in London. We are losing this fight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson?
This is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
Complete isolation has proven effective throughout history, but the death toll has always been a high one.
I am glad you understand the concept of necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns. Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
All he wants, but I won't put a foot outside until the pre-went in their hand.
Alright guys, I'm gonna head out. So, thanks for joining, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll stream tomorrow. Wait, sorry dude, not off, but I'm off work tomorrow, so I'm gonna stay awake. No worries about that, but I want to be getting off anyways. But yeah, like I was saying, hopefully I can beat this by the weekend so I can start playing Cold Steel. But thanks for sticking around, Joe. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Get some rest, Joe. Alright, kid. Yeah, will do. Alright, thanks for watching, bud. I'll catch you later.